Okay, traders, we have to talk about some of the laggards in the markets, right? I'm talking about Dash, I'm talking about LTC, I'm talking about XMR, guys. Now, these ones, they have not moved at all. They have not moved at all. Look, if they start moving out, you're looking at some delicious returns, guys. Look, a lot of us have missed out of Ethereum, guys. Look, no matter how much Ethereum you have, it's never going to be enough. Just goes with the saying for BTC as well, guys. How much amount of BTC you have, it's never going to be enough, right? Even money as well is never enough, right? So, guys, before we jump onto the video, you know the drill. I'm not going to repeat myself today. So, let's jump on to the first chart. We have, well, this is pretty much a comparative analysis between Dash and Ethereum, guys. This is why I talk about the fact that why, if you have missed out on Ethereum or something like that, it's all right to look at these alternate assets as well. Now, all right, you could argue about the fact that there is nothing DeFi or nothing NFT happening on Dash, so it does not have any catalyst for any kind of upthrust momentum to the upside, guys. So this is the reason why Ethereum really just fucked off to the moon. It was because DeFi was happening, NFT space was growing on Ethereum. Now it has all come into fruition. Ethereum 2 is on the way. It has become a deflationary asset. So yep, you look at Ethereum 10x above the price action. Now, guys, if you just simply compare the price action to the Ethereum price action, guys, we are somewhere here, right? Ethereum was somewhere hovering around the $300 levels. Dash is at $200 levels. So it's getting accumulated, guys. Me personally, I am accumulating. Now, this is not a financial advice. This is just me telling you what I'm doing. I'm accumulating shit tons of Dash because if it starts going to the upside, guys, the trend is going to go away. And you know my thoughts on Dash. They are certainly uber bullish, uber bullish. So, guys, I do not have much to talk about on Dash USD price action. As you can see, it's just a simple reaccumulation, guys. If I just simply compare the Fibonacci areas of interest. Now, the last time we did top around 60. Now, if we go ahead and we just take half of it or maybe 6 times of it, you are looking at a 10x above the all-time high at 16,000 USD per Dash for the ultimate bull run targets. Now, guys, that's going to range around all the way up to 20k as well. Could go. Guys, these can simply top out on these levels and they can just go to shit, right? That's why you don't just put your entire savings to these assets, guys. Do not be personal on these assets. Be personal on your capital. Be personal on your profits. And I hope you guys are taking profits as we are progressing into the bull market, guys, because the top comes out of nowhere. The top happens in the market when nobody's expecting. And guys, you don't want to be left in the sidelines holding all of those unrealized profits. And guys, you should, that's why constantly keep on booking profits, right? So anyway, Dash just simply under a reaccumulation area. You know my opinion on this one from the previous video on Dash, which actually gained quite a lot of traction, 600 views. Guys, share this video, man. We got to take this channel to the moon, guys, with all of these fucking crypto assets. Let's go. Let's do it, right? Next chart on my screen is going to be Dash BTC because most of the price action on Dash USD will also happen because of Dash BTC pair, guys. These are your the BTC pairs are your ultimate trend indicators as to whenever the asset is going to fuck off to the moon. This pair is going to decide when that happens, guys. As we are trending below this diagonal trending resistance, it is just a simple reaccumulation, guys. Reaccumulation has been happening for almost 90% downside. But well, this is the fact about these shit coins, right? I mean, they keep on selling off against BTC. This one being a single leg 90% down move, but ultimately getting accumulated in this entire range for 3 years, ultimately going up, breaking up above the range, guys. So this is simply what we could be looking on this entire price action as well. But for that thing to happen, we need this fucking moving average to curl itself to the upside. So guys, we will be speculating something like this on the coming days on Dash for the 200 simple moving average on 3-day time frame, right? So any price action below this one, as the dominance tries to slip below the 60 levels on BTC, Dash gets accumulated here, right? Dash, LTC, XMR, all of that for matter, they get accumulated because, guys, it's just how market works. Cycle rotations, sector rotations. Now Dash is a autonomous DAO. Like it's I don't know the full form of DAO, but guys, it comes under DAO category, right? So DAOs will also have their season, and when DAO season comes, Dash will fuck off to the moon. It'll not stop. It'll not wait for you. That's why you keep on accumulating on the USD pair as well. If you're looking at your profits on USD, guys, if the Bitcoin dominance keeps on slipping below 60, there's not much risk to reward opportunity in terms of USD pair for exponential rise to the upside, guys. The opportunities will shift into the BTC pair. That's why I keep an attention on this diagonal trending resistance, this mother of all trend lines. We break this one, we are going to be looking at this. We're going to be looking at this price action right here. Again, yet another pretty far-fetched opinion right here. So how can we just narrow it down to some Fibonacci areas of interest by simply drawing some magical lines, guys? So these are the ranges which will have a lot of significance if we do break above this trend line right here, guys. We are talking about some uptick. We're talking about some upside momentum from these price points to all the way at a 1600% move against Bitcoin, guys. Now Bitcoin, remember that Bitcoin is at 60k. Bitcoin is at 20x above the all-time lows, guys, for this cycle. And you multiply that factor with 1800% returns against the BTC pair, guys. You just do the mathematics yourself. Dash is simply going to go towards all the way at maybe 10k. Now, guys, what are the downside risks? Do we have to talk about downside risks? Of course we do. Level-headed mindset analysis, right? Dash against USDT. Just for that matter, I had some analysis up on the line as well. As this is your area of interest. This is your key area of interest, and this is going to be aligning with the 21 simple weekly moving average quite soon, as this is catching up really fast. If it comes around to this level, then guys, your $180 level on Dash is going to be certainly a floor for a very long time, and you have quite resolved this accumulation range with this ultimate bullish engulfing candle. So I think there's going to be certainly a lot of buying interest coming in at all of these levels around 180, and anything below 180 is certainly going to be a steal for Dash. Alright, guys, let's jump on to the next one right here. We have XMR, Monero. Now Monero is certainly one of the key players, one of the major players in the crypto space, as it defines the privacy in money, something which Bitcoin would also like. I do believe Bitcoin maximalists and Bitcoin devs would be coming up with certain second layer solutions in terms of the privacy for the entire blockchain. Well, to be honest with you, but this is going to be a second layer solution. The ultimate goal is decentralization, and I personally don't think how can you achieve decentralization with privacy, guys. Now, well, that's a debate on its own. You can leave your thoughts and opinion down in the comments, and we could have a healthy discussion on that. That how is privacy equal to decentralization? Well, I could be totally wrong on this argument, but guys, certainly one of the key things to talk about. Right now, this one is quite an irrelevant kind of wave or a bull market retracement structure on a Fibonacci analysis, as this is just an ICO, guys. Something like that on Ethereum also happened around 2014 January, and ever since that, Ethereum has formulated yet another base right here, just like how XMR is doing as well. So could we argue that this is your ultimate trend for Monero? Yep. You can certainly argue that this is what is happening now. We can certainly just ignore this area right here, because this was a simple overreaction in the market and pretty much a steal for a very long-term investment kind of situation for XMR as well, guys. So if you picked up XMR on $24 levels, kudos to you, man. Kudos to you. Salute to you if you did that. But even if you have missed your vehicle all the way to this point, guys, I think it is still under accumulation. I think the entire crypto market, the entire 2021 is going to be a massive accumulation for cryptocurrencies, guys. Now, don't get me wrong. Anything can happen. A market-wide catastrophe can happen, and one thing could lead on to another. And guys, equities could start dumping, cryptocurrencies could start dumping. That is why you have to constantly manage your risks on investments as well. If you do miss out on key levels, if you do lose out on key levels for XMR, even for your investment perspective, for your investment horizon, I do not think we should go down below the $120 levels. But who am I to say that? Who the fuck am I, right? Market decides that we are going below 120. It will happen. It'll go below 120, and that is going to be your pretty much, it's going to cancel out your trend. Probably it'll get into another form of reaccumulation on these zones, or probably a pretty choppy and a boring range for a couple of months or so. But this is your key significant level, which is aligning with the 200 simple weekly moving average, guys. This is the most significant moving average out of every moving average in terms of investment perspective, in terms of long-term swing trades, as well as the asset is above the 200 simple weekly, and the weekly moving average is sloped to the upside, which means that this is certainly bullish. Every single time it's going to come down, it's probably going to get picked up, and this moving average will be aligning with this key support at 125 pretty soon. That means that downside for XMR is just disappearing, guys. It's just fucking off to the air, just like smoke, right? It's never going to come back. Even if it comes back to $100 levels, XMR, I do expect there's going to be a lot of buying activity happening on XMR as well. What are your long-term targets on XMR, guys? It's going to be pretty much aligning with Ethereum and Dash and all other major cryptocurrencies which came into fruition all the way back at 2014 regions, guys. So we could be looking at 10 dot, guys, you know, if you have been watching this channel for a very long time, you know how these areas of interest 7.618 and 10.764 are your ultimate profit taking areas for the bull run, for the entire bull cycle as well, which is aligning with a $5,000 XMR, which is yet another quite a far-fetched move from these price points. But guys, if history has to repeat, which I think history is repeating itself, right? So we are hovering somewhere over here. You could simply relate the price action to these price points, as when we left the accumulation zones above the 382, that is when the real moonshot took place on XMR, right? Where are we right now? We are certainly above the 382, right? We're above 382. So any price that comes down to the 21 weekly moving average on the first pass will be a buy, will be a massive fucking buy opportunity. Right now it's aligning with the $180 level, which is certainly quite a rounded figure, I guess. 180, not a round figure, but yeah, 180 certainly key zone of interest. You see XMR at 180 tomorrow, you're gonna pick it up, right? You promise me that. You fucking promise me that right now. Well, this is not an investment advice, guys. I'm not gonna tell you what to do with your money. If you keep on losing money in the markets because of these videos, guys, I'm not responsible. I'm just presenting my analysis for you. If you're new to the market, guys, go ahead and hit that subscribe as well. All right, so your long-term targets could certainly be pointing out all the way towards the 10.764, but ultimately, guys, if history has to repeat in a similar fashion, in the exact same fashion, let's just assume that's going to happen, we're going to be heading out all the way towards the 60 extension, which is at $23,000 per XMR. Could be possible. If BTC makes its way to 300k, what is $20,000 per XMR? Nothing. It's certainly a likelihood. It's certainly a possibility, at least in the current times, which is a 10,000% move to the upside from the current price point. So guys, generational accumulation on most of the cryptocurrencies is happening, and these majors have not moved yet. But guys, believe me, when they start moving, I don't see much incentivization for these to come back down, because these all assets are in accumulation, guys. LTC, XMR, Dash, all three of them are in the extreme accumulation range. Now guys, let's check out the BTC price action on XMR as well, as this is certainly a shit looking chart, to be honest with you. But what are your key areas of interest for this one, guys? You can draw any kind of trend lines, but I don't really think this is going to make a lot of sense right here. So let's just try to align these bottoms. I think they are also quite not making a lot of sense. So guys, what else do we have right here? We could be looking at some Fibonacci area of interest, right? We could simply go ahead and take this entire bull wave structure right here, and it looks like we're losing the hold of the deep retracement as well, guys. So the BTC pair on XMR is certainly bearish. Now what could we be looking at in the coming days and the months, guys? Now remember the last time we were hovering around this entire wedgie channel for almost like 19th October all the way at 11th December, guys, for a year, guys. We were here for a year. So could we be formulating something like that again? Yep. You can most definitely make an argument for this one as well. But this time around, if the Bitcoin dominance goes below 60 and if it keeps on tanking, if the dominance keeps on tanking on BTC, guys, this time around we could be breaking the grind to the upside. We could be leading on towards all the way at the retest of these all-time highs on the BTC pair. Now that would be extremely significant price action on the USD pair, as well as this is aligning with 750% move to the upside on XMR also. So guys, you got to be extremely patient if you are looking at some value exchange between BTC pairs on XMR, guys. Not much interesting looking chart right here. The USD pair is certainly looking amazing, guys. All right, let's jump on to the last candidate right here. We have LTC, the ultimate fucking laggard, guys. The biggest laggard of all time, right? You could simply go ahead and do all of these Fibonacci analysis, but guys, it all comes down to when these assets, they actually start picking the momentum. Now most of these assets leave the accumulation range after we leave the 382 levels, right? As you can see the history, if it really has to repeat, it has to repeat right here, as we are trending above the 382, guys. So you can start managing your risks on LTC USD pair around these levels. Now that's going to be happening around $166 to $150 levels, right? You lose hold on $150 levels on LTC, you could be probably coming down back at the $100 levels, guys. Now I do expect if LTC comes back to $100 levels, it is going to be picked up with conviction again. Yet another asset, if it comes down, is going to be picked up with conviction. It's gonna happen, guys. Do not forget, BTC is at 60k. These assets, if they come down, they're gonna be picked up, guys. And the trend pretty much on the 3-day time frame is certainly narrating the entire price action to be a macro bullish as well, guys. There's not much bearish piece of price action right here. Could we be having some kind of momentum breakdown on the strength index? Certainly. We do have some triple dives of divergence, guys. We do have divergences happening. We do have divergence happening across a lot of major assets on crypto space, guys. So which reminds me of the fact that you got to be taking profits as well, or you got to be really conservative when the markets are extremely exuberant, guys. If you've positioned yourself out on these assets around these price points, you're completely fine. You're going to be completely fine in the long haul as well. But if you have invested in these assets on these price levels, with BTC being at 60k, guys, well, the honest opinion and the honest suggestion is going to be waiting for a correction to happen on Bitcoin, guys. I do expect that Bitcoin is due for a correction to the 21 simple weekly moving average, currently at 40k. But you could simply keep on heading to the upside as the macro dynamics keep on shifting, keep on getting even stronger and stronger. There could be no look back, there could be no drawdown in the price action as well. But since the markets are so overextended, you can expect some conservative behavior happening all across the space from investors who have been in the space since $3,000 levels on BTC, guys. So yeah, watch these markets carefully. The decision time is about to come, guys. It's about to come, and most likely these assets against US dollar pairs are going to be following up with what Bitcoin does. If Bitcoin is breaking the ranges above the 75, if Bitcoin is breaking above 62k, it's going to head towards 75k and ultimately towards 100k, guys. And that is when these will also trend to the upside, guys. I mean, USD pairs will certainly trend to the upside like that. But there's this key thing that you really have to be really, guys, I can't put enough stress. You have to have a very conservative mindset on these levels on Bitcoin, guys. It's really important. You have to be personal about your capital, right? All right, let's jump on to the daily time frame analysis as well on LTC. Just curious to know what is happening right here, as the 200 simple daily moving average is certainly bullish, right? It's sloped towards the aggressively sloped towards the upside, and ever since we crossed right here bullishly above the $50 levels on LTC, guys, this trend has been to the upside for a 500% move to the upside. So certainly this is a single leg move to the upside on a daily time frame as well. Most of these areas was simple reaccumulation. So guys, what can you do is you can simply align these areas of resistance, and you're pretty much flirting with this extremely important trend line, guys. This is all right, yet another inflection point on LTC markets. Now you don't really want to lose grounds on the $200 levels. Now you could simply argue about the fact that you can come down and test these price points right here and get picked up, but could that, if you get picked up around $160 levels, then you could be dealing on with some further bearish arguments, I guess, because you could be coming back and retesting this entire single leg trend line to the upside, guys. That could mean that LTC could simply formulate another reaccumulation range for a very long amount of time between these price actions right here. It could squeeze around for a very long time, and guys, it could get to the fourth wave, guys. Now all right, in Elliott wave analysis, generally what happens is that you do not want to break the first wave generation point, the point from where the Elliott wave actually formulated itself, guys. We're going to be assuming this as the first wave right here, right? And the second wave being this one. You can simply argue about the fact that you can negate this entire overextension coming from the market, and this was a deep retrace of the entire first wave structure, and you could argue that this is the third wave right here. And guys, we could be, let me just take care of this one right here, we could be getting into a fourth wave. Now the fourth wave is the most choppy wave of all time, guys. Fourth wave, basically all the money that you make in the third wave, fourth wave is there to take away. It's simply there to take away all that gains that you've made. So simply restrain from trading LTC and simply focus on accumulating Litecoin, guys. Just focus on accumulating LTC on these levels. If you're trading this one, you're going to be stuck up in massive chops, guys, in massive chops. Sometimes you got to zoom the fuck out and look at what the asset is doing as a whole, right? And then you will realize, all right, I'm simply fucked in the small time frames. You do not want that to happen for yourself. You just don't want that to happen yourself, guys. Wait for the retracement on the fourth wave. You could be aligning this fourth wave with this support right here. If you break down this support, you could be aligning with this one as well on the $100 level, guys. Now that could be aligning with 618 retracement. Now this makes this entire situation of this wave formulation pretty interesting, guys. This could be pretty much your Litecoin roadmap. Basing my thesis off of how bearish this is, like how underperforming this has been, this could be a very likely situation coming in at the coming days and the weeks as well, aligning with the $100 levels perfectly. But guys, this is a far-fetched opinion. Standing at $200 levels, $100 levels is a far-fetched opinion as of now. You can come back at 160, get picked up, and then attempt another move to the upside, testing the all-time highs at $400 levels, right? Guys, I think this was a pretty comprehensive outlook on LTC. Let's check out the BTC pair just for that matter, as this is bearish as fuck. But we are simply, guys, we are simply sliding in this trend line, right? Simply sliding in this trend line. Now I remember, now I don't remember, I was not really much of a market participant back on LTC markets here, but judging by this piece of price action, you really do lose grounds on your sliding trend line, right? This is a sliding trend line to the downside, but ultimately you did lose grounds on this trend line. But this was your spring, guys. You cannot time this one. This reminds me of BNB BTC as well. You can't time this one. Forget about timing this one. Forget about timing this one. As simple as that. All right, it's impossible. It's impossible, right? It's impossible. So what to do? You just simply come whenever the price action comes down. You accumulate. You accumulate, guys. You simply accumulate. As the bigger picture suggests that the history, if it really wants to repeat, you are simply oscillating between these price points. This is what is happening on LTC against BTC. Now, guys, just wait for LTC to announce something NFT or DeFi. Then you can get picked up on these levels, and then you can target all the way towards the 0.025 areas on the LTC BTC pair, which is going to be a 5x move, I guess. Yes, a 6x move from current price points. But guys, nothing is guaranteed, right? Nothing is guaranteed. If some 51% attack on LTC blockchain happens, this is going to go to shit. This is going to go to zero. But if history has to tell us anything, guys, LTC on the BTC pair is at the point where you have nothing as a risk, right? Nothing as a risk and everything as a report. Everything as a report. Guys, LTC hodlers right here, they have nothing to lose. Imagine holding LTC ever since ever since February 2018, guys. It's just lost down. You lost everything, guys. So LTC hodlers, if LTC people are hodling LTC, they have nothing to lose, guys. These are your key areas of inflection, guys. So you could expect LTC to get picked up, and when it happens, it's not gonna fucking stop, guys. It will simply go. Watch this piece of price action with BTC dominance. If Bitcoin dominance is breaking below 60 and closing your weekly candles below that for a regular basis, guys, LTC will start curling up and it'll test these highs. Could be aligning with some crazy looking USD targets as well. Alright, guys, I think I'm going to be winding up this video. Let me know down in the comments about whatever you are trying to accumulate. Are you accumulating XMR, LTC or Dash? Just let me know which three of them are you interested in, as these three are in the same $200 ranges, guys. It's going to be really interesting to see which one of these three is going to pick up, guys. Alright, personally talking, I think Dash could really pick up from these price points. XMR could be the next one, and LTC could be the last one to pick up, right? Let me know what you think about that. I'm going to be winding up this video right here, and guys, I will catch you guys soon on the next one. Bye for now.